Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. In life, we always find ourselves in the crossroads. Either we choose Jesus or Satan, either we choose life or we choose death. And Lenten season is a time really to examine our choices and discern their fruits. Our first reading illustrates that I have set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Choose life, then, that you and your descendants may live by loving the Lord your God, hearing his voice, and holding fast to him. In Moses' explanation, the choice for life bears the good fruit of a long and happy life in this world. But the devil and the world will always pose obstacles to our choice for life. We should be wary, especially in Lent, of our tendency to cater to our self centeredness and selfish desires. What happens when we make wrong choices? When we choose not to follow Jesus? We harm ourselves. We gradually weaken our character. Selfishness begins to infect everything in our life, breaking down our personal integrity and our social relationships. We become more compulsive and obsessive, which leads to deception of self and others. The distinction between reality and illusion gets blurred, and even the distinction between good and evil. St. Paul enumerates what happens when we choose sin and death, lewd conduct, impurity, licentiousness, idolatry, sorcery, hostilities, bickering, jealousy, outbursts of rage, selfish rivalries, dissensions, factions, envy, drinking bouts, orgies, and the like. All these sins are examples of giving in to self centeredness and desires. And in our attempt to fulfill the void within, we realize that they do not really bring happiness. Rather, they integrate us, perturb our spirit, and enslave us. This is the condition that the Lord calls, uh, that puts us to death. In contrast, St. Paul tells us what fruits we can expect from striving for a selfless way of life: love, peace, joy, patient endurance, kindness, generosity, faith, mildness, and chastity. So we know that our life as disciples of Christ, while challenging, is not an endless and depressing series of losses. We live in joy and in hope. Blessed are they who hope in the Lord, our responsorial Psalm day exclaims. So, as faithful disciples, we are called to learn the wisdom of dying to ourselves daily, so we may experience the fruit of rising to new life, such that even while on earth, we experience a foretaste of heaven. And so, friends, today we examine ourselves. When do I tend to act in a self centered way? And how can I every day choose the Lord and not death and sin? Mary, teach us the ways of heaven. Amen.